Welcome everybody, I'm Reagan Cusimanio. I am the co-chair of the Public Policy and Advocacy Committee for the Overland Park Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to thank everybody in the audience for being here today and welcome to our first candidate forum for the Kansas House of Representatives District 48 GOP primary. We'd like to thank the Johnson County Public Policy Council for coordinating today's forum. The council is a collaborative effort of the 10 chambers of commerce representing more than 5,000 Johnson County businesses. In addition to hosting forums such as these, the Public Policy Council conducts other voter education efforts, including publishing a wealth of information for candidates on the council's website, and that's located at www.votejoco.com. We'd like to welcome and introduce our candidates alphabetically. We have with us Debbie Paulbeck and Randy Ross. And I'd like to give a brief overview of today's format for those of you who are in the audience and those who will be watching later online. We're going to first give each candidate 1.5 minutes for an opening statement. We'll start with Randy Ross. And then after those opening comments, we will rotate through questions written by the Public Policy Council and getting through many of those questions as we can in the time we have allotted. We will not be taking questions from the audience today. Because this is a forum and not a debate, we have not built in time for any type of rebuttal. And at the conclusion of our Q&A, we will give each candidate an opportunity to offer closing remarks. So prior to starting the forum, we did draw numbers to determine who would speak first. And as I stated, based on that random drawing, we will start with Randy Ross and his opening statement. Mr. Ross.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, and I would like to thank the Johnson County Public Policy Council as well as the Overland Park Chamber of Commerce for making this forum possible. My name is Randy Ross. I'm a candidate for the Republican nomination for House District 48. Before retiring about 18 months ago, I was Senior Vice President of Managed Market Resources, a healthcare consulting practice. My wife Patty and I will celebrate our 49th wedding anniversary this November. We have 2 children, a son Jason, who's a computer engineer with Intel living near Sacramento, California, and our daughter Amber, a professor at the University of Florida living in Gainesville with our grandson. Patty and I moved to Johnson County about 10 years after we honeymooned here in the 1970s. We were drawn to beautiful neighborhoods, outstanding school systems, and a moderate cost of living, and recognize that you don't find those 3 things everywhere without someone working hard to make it happen. I've always been interested in state government, but because it requires facing and resolving real challenges. Unlike the federal government, state government demands immediate solutions. I've been active in my local Republican Party as a precinct committeeman and am also serving as an officer in my homeowners association. Just like with an HOA, state government needs to bring citizens together to solve local problems. This passion drives me to seek representation for House District 48. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Debbie, your turn for opening statement.
Well, hi, I'm Debbie Paulbeck, and I am running for the House seat and in District 48. I'm a mom to 3 wonderful boys. My oldest attended K-State and is now a doctor of chiropractic medicine and an animal chiropractor in Washington State. My middle son just graduated from the University of Arkansas and is with a degree in political science and history and is currently living in Washington, D.C., working for the U.S. Senate. And he is part of the reason why I got into running for the Kansas House. My youngest son is a sophomore, is going to be a sophomore at K-State, and is studying mechanical engineering with an emphasis on aerospace. My husband Bob and I have been married for 24 years. We've lived in Overland Park for 20 years. I studied occupational therapy at Kansas University and spent most of my career in healthcare, primarily working with children's eye care specialists. I am a co-owner of a event planning business I also am involved in my church community. I worked for the Republican House Candidate Committee, and I walked for several candidates around Johnson County, and those would be like Terry. I actually walked for my opponent's treasurer, Terry Frederick, 2 years ago. Carl Turner also, he's a great representative, and he loves his community. So I also just enjoyed walking and talking to people, listening to their concerns and what they had to say. And my son, like I said, he was the one that I got involved with because he was in high school in 2020 through COVID. And he looked at me and he just said, "Mom, you complain a lot. What are you going to do about it?" And so this is where I feel like I can make a difference for our kids in my community. So that's why I'm running for the Kansas House.
Thank you. We will start